Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to verify that f and g are inverse functions. So the way that we do that is we're given two functions, g of x and we're given f of x. So what we need to find out is if f of g of x equals x and if g of f of x equals x. If this is the case that both of them equal x, then yes, they are inverses of each other. So let's try one. I wanted to look at number 16 first. Let me try to switch colors for you guys so it'll make it easier. Okay, so f of x equals 2x plus 7 and g of x equals 1/2 x minus 7/2. So the first thing I want to do is I want to first find out what f of g of x is. Now you can go in any order. You can solve for one first and then the other, but let's start with f of g of x. So what we're going to do is we're going to take g and we're going to put it inside f where we see x. So you see how g here is inside of f? Let's literally put it inside of f. So f is 2 times, well here I'm going to plug in my g, and g is 1/2 x minus 7/2. So it's 2 times that, plus 7. Okay? That's what f of g of x equals. Let's solve. Let's distribute our 2. So 2 times 1/2 x is just 2 over 2x, which is just x. 2 times negative 7/2 is what? Well, let's just look here. 2 times negative 7/2. It's the same thing as 2, negative 7. Hang on. That looks messy. Just want you guys to see what I'm doing. Negative 7/2. Okay, 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. I know I'm multiplying across when I'm multiplying fractions, so I have negative 14 over 2, which is the same thing as negative 7, okay? So I have x minus 7, after I distributed my 2 to both places, plus 7. And we know that negative 7 and 7 cancel, and so that just equals x. So we are good with the f of g of x way. Okay, so now let's try to find out what g of f of x is. Okay, and if that equals x, then we know that they're inverses. So that means that we are going to take, let's see, what color did I use for f? I used blue for f and green for g. So let me just write them over here again. So blue for f of x was 2x plus 7, and g of x equals 1/2 x minus 7/2. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally plug in f of x into g of x where I see an x. Okay, so let's start writing g of x out. We have 1/2. Okay, I'm coming across my x, so that means that where I see the x, I plug in f. So that's times 2x plus 7. Okay, took care of my x. Now I'm left with minus 7/2. Let's crunch these numbers and see if it equals x. So when I distribute out the 1/2 over here, I get 1/2 times 2x is just x, And then 1/2 times 7, well, this is 7 times 1/2 is the same thing as 7 over 1 times 1 over 2. Multiplying across gives me 7 over 2. So I have x plus 7 over 2. And then here I have minus 7 over 2. So it looks like a positive 7 over 2 cancels with a negative 7 over 2, and I'm left with just x. Okay, so now I know, after solving these with composition, I know that g of f, oops, this is pretty bad. I know that they are inverses because g of f of x equals x, which also equals f of g of x. So since both of these guys equal x, they are inverses.